Welcome to WWW Wario.
Hey guys, my name is Andy, or WWW Wario, and here I here. Blah. Anyways, I'm here to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. It's not often that I do things like this, but I'm such a huge fan, so I thought that this, well, the game or the series deserves it. But don't worry, there's actually a countdown video coming up. It's not too far away. I mean, it will come out probably in next week. A little spoiler, it's gonna be top 5 Super Mario 64 levels, so look forward to that. But anyways, we're here to talk Five Nights at Freddy's. Now the big question everybody's having is the franchise over? Is the series over? Was Five Nights at Freddy's 3 the last game we're gonna see in the series? Now, that is a big question everybody has, but I personally believe, no, this is not the end. There's gonna be a fourth one. And the reason I believe this is because, well, there are still questions unanswered in the story. And also the fact that we see Springtrap hidden in final picture in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. So I believe there's gonna be a fourth one. I also thought that Scott would announce it if this actually was the last game. So, I have some ideas for Five Nights at Freddy's 4 that I would like to see. Now, the thing that really I am most interested in is when and where is this game gonna be located? Now, I believe and I hope it will be the first restaurant. Because if you didn't know, let me summarize it pretty quickly. There are 4 restaurants. There are the Family Diner, the Fredbear's Family Diner, consisting of, most likely, as far as we know, Golden Freddy, or Fredbear apparently, and Springtrap, or Spring Bonnie as it was called back then. Then there's the first big restaurant, that has yet to appear in a game. Then there's the second or third restaurant, technically, which is where Five Nights at Freddy's 2 takes place, and then there's the fourth and final one, where the first game takes place, and then a lot of important events happens after the first restaurant gets closed, if you have watched or done yourself the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 Easter egg, you know what that is. And then finally we get to Five Nights at Freddy's 3 30 years after, which isn't in a restaurant at all. Yeah, so the question is, where does Five Nights at Freddy's 4, if it is made, where does this game takes place? Now, if this is the last one, we have to ask, should it be a prequel or a sequel? Should we know what happens after Five Nights at Freddy's 3, or before all of the games we've gotten so far? Now, the thing is, we have one game, 2 time periods, at least 2 time periods we want answers from. Now, I would want a prequel, because I think older equals more mysterious, more interesting. Older movies, older pictures and stuff like that, I'd be very mysterious, you know, compared to modern things. And therefore, I think ending it off with a prequel would be a pretty good idea. Now, I think the game should take place in the first big restaurant, not the Family Diner, the first big restaurant. I feel a lot of things happened there, and it is the very first one, the first big restaurant. But then we might ask, what happens after Five Nights at Freddy's 3 then? The storyline there? Well, Scott could always end it off with an open ending. A lot of stories have that little technique, where the story basically ends with a question, and we fans have to just speculate around that and, you know, make up our own endings. Sometimes that's bad, sometimes it's good. For Five Nights at Freddy's though, I'm a bit unsure actually. It's such a detailed and great and amazing story. Would it fit to end it all with an open ending? I'm not quite sure, but I don't know. Maybe it could fit. But the only thing I know is that I want a fourth game to take place in the first restaurant. Now, the thing is, well, as I said, older equals more mysterious, and the diner I feel it will be a little bit too small, because apparently it's only one room. I feel it would be a bit too small to fit as a whole game. But another reason I want the game to take place in the first big restaurant is because what if there actually are brand new animatronics there? Now remember, do you remember the Happiest Day minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 if you have watched or played that? Well, in that minigame, you will see children sitting around tables, and many of these children have well, new masks on. Masks of a crocodile and a pig and so on. What if these masks, these children, actually represents animatronics like the other children do? What if these animatronics were old animatronics we have never heard about, that were just temporarily animatronics, or that were just test animatronics that were scrapped immediately and never talked about again, that were used in that first big restaurant, and therefore we never heard about them later on because they were scrapped so fast? What if this is the case? I mean, were they just random children sitting there with random animal masks, or was there a purpose behind that all? Because remember, the other children, the 5 children we know about, they had the masks on, the Foxy mask, the Freddy mask, and so on. What if this was the case with the other children there as well? I don't know, but what if this game could bring in brand new animatronics, while also being a prequel, and also making sense? I mean, it could work, I don't know. But then we could possibly see a crocodile animatronic, a pig animatronic, and also seeing the original Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Bonnie. And other thing, as I said, older equals more mysterious and creepy. I've said that 100 times already. But the thing is, do you remember in the second game, the animatronics, the old ones, being Chica and Freddy and so on, they were scrapped and they were now just used for parts. And in the first game, which obviously is a sequel to the second one, they were like rebuilt to work again, and they were giving a more friendly design. This means that they must have had a more evil design before. So if we see these animatronics back in a possible fourth game, in a possible first big restaurant, we could see Foxy, Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie as more, well, creepy than we know them from, say, the first game, for example. I think that would be pretty cool to see, like seeing them, both the setting and the animatronics being a lot older, and everything just ends there. But then again, would this all work with the story? That is the question. It could always take place in 2 different timelines in the same game. What if you can get how should I explain it? A secret night or a secret ending where you see what happens after Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Or it could be the complete opposite. What if the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 takes place after Five Nights at Freddy's 3, as I mentioned earlier, but in a secret night, for example, you can get to play in one of the earliest restaurants as a secret night for only 1 night and see what happened there. I think that could be pretty cool. And I'd also like to see in this game, cutscenes, actual model cutscenes like we see in the trailer itself. Now that is easier said than done, because importing a movie into Multimedia Fusion 2, or ClickTeam Fusion 2, which Scott is using and I'm using, that is not that easy, and it takes up a lot of space, and the quality isn't super good. So if he was going to put in these cutscenes in the game itself, it would probably have to import frame for frame into an animation. I don't know if that's fast or whatever method he's using, but it could work. It could work if he puts enough time into it. What if you got a properly ending cutscene? What if you see something like a big event, maybe the murder of the children, in proper 3D? I think that could be pretty cool. Maybe we can see the face of the purple guy. Maybe we can see the face of Phone Guy. Maybe we can get to know who Phone Guy actually is. I feel that this game, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, if it took place in his first big restaurant, it could have a secret night where we, see what happens in a family diner. That could also work. And I feel that if we get a game here, we could also get all the answers, or all the questions answered. Purple Guy's face, Phone Guy's personality, everything, how everything started, how everything ended, all the questions basically answered. And I think the first big restaurant would be a perfect place for this to fit. Anyways, guys, do you think there will be a Five Nights at Freddy's 4? And what do you guys think if we get one? What do you think you guys we will see? Do you think we'll see new animatronics? Do you guys think we'll see the old ones that we have always seen? Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, and maybe some new ones in addition to that. And where do you guys think the game is going to take place? And when do you guys think it's going to take place? I'd love to hear that in the comment section below. And if you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's and Five Nights at Wario's specifically, you should keep an eye out next week, because that's when Five Nights at Freddy's or Five Nights at Warriors 3 is going to be released, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.